You are now listening to the Going North podcast, where you'll receive tips and techniques to advance yourself. I'm your host, Dom Brightmon, and every week we're going to be hearing from an author who's going to share their expertise to help you charge forward in life. On a quick side note, be sure to check out Going North the book. It's available in ebook, audio, as well as paperback form for those who love to read a traditional book. Now let's get on with the show. And today on the Going North podcast, we have, you guessed it, another author, but not just any author. This wonderful lady right here is a doctor, y'all. We got a doctor in his house. That's right, slang from the 90s. This wonderful lady, she was born in New York, but she was raised on a beautiful island of St. Croix, Virgin Islands, which is freaking awesome. She is a tireless worker to advocate for the needs of children, especially special needs children, and she also is the wonderful mother of her own children as well. She continues to hone her skills as a special education consultant, motivational speaker, family coach, and a social justice advocate for individuals with disabilities. And when this wonderful lady has her cape off not trying to save the world, she enjoys spending quality time with the kids, reading detective novels, cooking, and traveling. And you're wondering who the heck I'm talking about. I'm talking about the one, the only, Dr. April Lisbon. How are you today?
I am wonderful, Dom, and yourself?
Oh, I'm doing great. Doing great indeed. Yeah, so just gave the world a quick introduction into the wonderful world of April and not just a month. So mind filling in the gaps where I may have missed some things?
No, actually, I think you summed it up perfectly. That's who I am. That's what I'm all about. Oh, and I just recently added, becoming an empowerment speaker, because as I continue to advocate for individuals with special needs, especially parents raising children with autism, I'm finding myself having more opportunities to participate in speaking opportunities. So that's another one of those notches on my cape that I'm adding to.
Ah, there you go. So the cape is going to be gold soon, huh?
Yes, living my life like it's golden. Thanks, Joe Scott.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think I need to make a diss album called Live My Life Like It's Platinum. It'll be great. I'll put on a wig and everything. It'll be awesome. Let me stop. I'm not going to do that.
Exactly.
Oh, that'll be horrible. So with all of those traits and getting all the way up to your doctor's degree and being an advocate for the kids, what really led you to where you currently are today?
You know what? Realistically, my journey started back on St. Croix, United States Virgin Islands, when I was actually a teenager back in high school, trying to get those volunteer hours for my college applications. I had the opportunity to work at our local orphanage. And what I would tell you, that opportunity and that exposure of working with children who didn't have the means and the same types of supports and the idea of families that I had really propelled me to wanting to work with children. However, I didn't want to be a teacher because both my parents are teachers. And having watched the struggles they went through, I have no patience. I didn't have any patience. So I salute all my teachers. I just realized my patience level and tolerance just was not there. But I still knew I wanted to connect and make a difference in the lives of children. I will be honest with you, school psychologists kind of fell into my lap. And what I mean by that is that after I had graduated with my undergrad degree, I was unable to get a job. And so I knew I wasn't like the best test taker because I have test anxiety. So I decided, I won't do that LSAT thing. So let me find something out of the blue. And so I remembered a class, and it was a career development class that I had to take for my undergraduate degree. And there was something about school psychologists where I had the opportunity to work with children, but I wouldn't be physically in a classroom setting. So that's kind of sort of how school psychology fell into my lap. It was actually based on a class that I had took for an assignment. I had no clue what a school psychologist was because where I grew up, we didn't have school psychologists that I was aware of. We only had school counselors. So that's kind of sort of what led me on my journey to becoming a school psychologist. And then thereafter, when I became the parent of my first child with disabilities, it then propelled me to look at things a little bit differently because I wasn't speaking about someone else's child, but my own child. And so I became more empathetic and was able to sympathize a lot more with my parents. So from there, just going through my own trials and tribulations, professionally and personally, that's what really kind of sort of led me to the point of, this is less about a career, less about being a parent, but really understanding that people need resources and support in order to live this journey that we called, raising children with special needs.
Yeah, it's one heck of a journey indeed, and a lot of struggles, and it's really awesome that you're able to really define what you wanted to do while you were still in high school, which is awesome. Yeah, because a lot of people, they may have an idea, but then again, when you go to school, stuff happens, and then you take a complete 180 in the degree direction, and then you take a 180 again.
Yeah, that was my experience, because I was going to be a speech language pathologist. I partied just a little too much, and that GPA was not on point. So you know how you flip the card catalog and the catalog to see, oh, my GPA is 0.25 higher than the entrance one. I know I can get into that program, and I got in.
Sweet.
Yeah. Yes. So I did take a detour. So school psychology was not on my radar. Like I said, I really wanted to be a speech language pathologist. I partied too much. My GPA wasn't competitive enough. So, I ended up in the major that I entered into, which was rehabilitation services at the Florida State University. And once again, that kind of sort of led me to understanding what disability advocacy was all about. And from there, school psychology just kind of sort of fit well with my undergrad major.
Awesome indeed. Okay, so it wasn't a full 180, it was like a 30-degree turn.
Yes. It was a full. It was like, you better do something with yourself. Aunt Sally Mae, or whoever I had at that point in time, wasn't giving out free money anymore. So, for them loans, because you have to pay them things back.
Yeah, it's sad but true. Sally Mae. If only she made friends enough with Aunt Jemima, right?
Exactly.
So for those looking to keep going with their mission, their why, especially from a parenting perspective and knowing how to balance it all together, what advice would you give to them?
The first thing that I've learned on this journey that I have not been consistent with is that of practicing daily self-care. All too often, parents just in general, they have the tendency to put their children first because they want them to do better than, where they were when they were growing up. It's no different than parents raising children with special needs. But I think all too often, sometimes the actual disability or disabilities impact us more so to the point where our focus is solely on our child, and we are unable to regulate our own emotions and just find time, to balance our careers and, our families and just our own mental state. So one of the things that I started doing, and I'm practicing this, because this is hard for me, is to literally schedule bath times for myself where I am soaking in some good Epsom salts and listening to jazz music for at least 20 minutes. I have a little sign on my door that says, Mommy time, 20 minutes, do not knock, do not enter. Because I realize that I just need some alone time. I need some grown-up time. Not to say that I don't love my children, because I love my child dearly, but I need me time. So, having an opportunity to take baths has been very helpful. I also listen to meditational music before I go to bed, and that could just be something like the rainforest before I go to sleep, kind of sort of just to relax my mind. Because once again, sometimes depending on, your job and what your expectations are, you could fall asleep, and the next thing you know, you're just running through all your to-do list for the next day or what you didn't accomplish on the day before. So finding time to listen to meditational music has helped me. And my newest thing that I tell parents, especially those raising children with special needs, ask for help. Do not be afraid to ask for help. because I have been trying for so long to balance this journey as a single parent without asking other people to help me out. There have been some recent challenges, with my own son, over the last couple of months that have caused me to have to ask for that help from other people. And what I will say is that in the process of asking for help, people are more willing to support all the initiatives that I'm doing in order to make sure, not just one child is okay, but all of the kids are okay. So, yeah, that has been something that has been very different for me, is the idea of asking for help from other people. And, sometimes if you can take yourself out to lunch or to breakfast, please do it. You deserve some you time, And so those are the things that I am learning to do, and I'm also telling other people to do. And if you find a good life coach or a support system that way, seek out someone else to talk to, because the reality is we cannot balance this journey on our own, and sometimes we just need an unbiased person to support us. So those are all the things that I have practiced and have started doing recently in order to gain some sense of self.
I liked especially what you said about the you deserve some you time. You should probably put that in a T-shirt or something.
And like I said, that takes a lot of practice and balance because, like I said, you just get so overwhelmed with what everyone else is doing that we don't, find the time, like you're hearing right now, the birds chirping. Sometimes, I miss what it's like to be a part of nature because I'm so filled with everything that's going on at home that, I just don't have time, just to smell the roses, as people would say. Even little things, like I said, that we all take for granted, I've learned to embrace those things because my journey, like I tell people, it's hard, it's challenging, but I know eventually we'll get through it. It's just making sure that I am not overstretching myself to, once again, like you described, put on that superhero cape and try to save the day for everybody. Because what I realize is if I'm saving the day for everyone else, who's going to save the day for me?
True indeed.
You know what I mean? So lesson learned.
There you go. I'm pretty sure reading is also part of your self-care plan too, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But I don't think the reading materials that I select, may be the best one because I'm really a big fan of the James L. Patterson series, the Alex Cross series. So, I love the detective and the crime scenes and everything of that nature, So some people may say I'm a little bit morbid at times, but those things just excite me.
Hey, different strokes for different folks, I mean.
Exactly. Exactly. Because in another life, I'm sure I could have been a private detective.
I mean, heck yeah, that's actually part of the mom job description at times, isn't it? Detective.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I can see that. I smell that. There's nothing in that room. Oh, yes, I can see and smell it at the same time. All the way in the kitchen.
That's right. Moms have 10 senses.
Exactly. Everything is heightened at home.
That's right. The weed is on the senses indeed. So if you had all of your knowledge currently now and you went back in time and you were 25 in 2018, what advice would you give to yourself?
You know what? The biggest thing that I would tell myself is to enjoy life, not compare myself to other people's journeys and their experiences because they're not that of my own, and to tell myself that it is okay to have more than one job. I have literally been on the same job for the past 18 years, and I have complained and bemoaned my career since after the second year. And that's because I am the product of baby boomers. And so, they're all about staying on your job, not moving, changing careers because I won't look good in the future. And unfortunately, I feel like because I adopted that mentality, I really didn't give myself the opportunity to be flexible in learning other things. And so if I could talk to my 25-year-old self today, I would tell myself, you know what, if there is something else that you are really invested and interested in, go ahead and do it. Try it out. If you fail, no problem, because guess what? You already have another background and a career to support your needs. And I also think I probably would not have had all these different degrees. Because, no, I'm dead serious. I have 5 degrees, of which 1 I'm only using. And so that's what I'm talking about. Sally Mae wasn't given the right kind of money back then, because I've been trying to find the perfect career and the perfect job out of frustration, because sometimes when you've been doing the same thing over and over again for so long, you get tired of it. It becomes boring after a while. Now, and although I love my children, as far as, my students at work, I think the monotony of the job has become a little bit more than I can bear. It's like I'm seeking a change, but it's like you can't afford to go to school to become a lawyer or anything anymore, so you just have to do with what you have, kind of thing right now. So that's something else that I would tell myself, honey, don't get 25 different degrees. Something that I'm teaching my own children. No, I'm dead serious. Something that I'm teaching my own children. Something I'm teaching my own children today. I'm telling them, you know what? If you choose, whether it be a vocational school, a trade school, or a college, you want to make sure that you can maximize on that 1 degree. So my thing is, whatever degree that you choose to have, you better make sure you can get 3 jobs out of it. Because eventually the first job may not be the best fit for you, and I don't want you to be stuck in a job because you have to work a job to pay bills. I want you to be excited about what you are doing. I want you to be passionate about doing what you're doing. And if that one job doesn't afford you what you desire to have in your life, then find another job that you can do that will give you that excitement and that passion, but you don't have to go back to school and take up more student loans in order to make it happen, because that 1 degree can afford you another 1 or 2 more jobs to do. So that's something that I would definitely tell myself, baby, party less, focus more, and make sure you choose a degree that can give you 2 to 3 good jobs over your lifetime. That's what I would tell myself right about now.
Sage advice indeed. So for those who want to keep up with what you're doing and get some more sage advice and pick up your books and whatnot, where can we find you?
Yes, you can find me on Facebook. My Facebook address is www.facebook.com/eAdvocacyCoach. You can also send me an email, which is www.advocacycoaching@gmail.com. Or I'm also on LinkedIn and Twitter. My Twitter handle is Raise Your Vision, which is RAISEURVISIONS. And on LinkedIn, you can find me at LinkedIn and just type in April Lisbon Peoples. So that's all my good stuff people can contact me at.
Well, there you have it, folks. Go on out there, grab a copy of the book. Heck, even grab 20 copies of the book. Share with your friends, your fam, especially those who have children with disabilities, so you can learn how to keep good care of yourself while you're taking care of others. Because in order to advance others, to advance yourself, you got to make sure you take care of yourself. Because if you ain't taking care of yourself and your body, then you're going to be in big trouble.
Absolutely. Trust me, I'm a living witness to it.
That's right, indeed. Thanks a bunch for your listening ears on the Going North podcast. I hope you really, really enjoyed that episode. If you enjoyed the episode, be sure to share it with your friends and family, especially those who love podcasts and love listening to some inspiration and motivation. And keep a lookout for the sequel to Going North, Tips and Techniques to Advance Yourself in October 2018. And if you'd like to connect with me directly, feel free to shoot me an email at dombrightmon@gmail.com. Make the rest of your week